People say you can learn English fast. But most of them are not telling you the truth. You see it everywhere, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. Big words in bright colors, fluent in 30 days. Speak like a native in 1 month. It looks so easy, like magic. The people in the videos smile and speak perfect English. They tell you, you can do this too. Just buy my course. And for a moment, you believe them. You imagine yourself in a few weeks, talking to tourists, watching movies without subtitles, getting a better job. You feel excited. You think, finally. This will be the thing that works. But deep inside, something feels strange. If it is so easy, why doesn't everyone already speak English fluently? If it is so fast, why are millions of people still learning? The truth is, those big promises are not the whole story. And in this video, I will tell you the part they don't say. It is not magic. It is not a secret only smart people know. It is something much more simple, but also more real. Before I start, I want you to know something important. This is not a magic trick video. I am not going to give you 10 secret words that will suddenly make you fluent. I am not going to tell you to listen to some special sound while you sleep and wake up speaking perfect English. I will give you something better, the truth. And the truth is powerful, because when you understand it, you can stop wasting time and start making real progress. I will tell you my own story, the mistakes I made, the lies I believed, the pain I felt when I failed, and the moment I discovered what really works. I will speak honestly, like I am your friend or teacher sitting next to you with a cup of coffee. I want you to feel that I am not selling you anything. I am giving you something. I am giving you my experience, so you can save years of frustration. Everywhere we look, there are promises. The internet is full of them. You search "Learn English Fast" on YouTube and you get thousands of results. Some videos promise you will speak in 7 days. Some websites say you will think in English in 30 days. Ads pop up on your phone showing smiling people with perfect pronunciation. They say, buy this course and speak fluently next month. And you think, wow, maybe this is my chance. You feel hope. You imagine yourself speaking easily with foreigners. You see yourself getting that job interview and impressing the boss. But there is a problem. Most of these promises are marketing tricks. They are not lies exactly, but they are not the full truth. The course might give you words. It might give you phrases. But that is not the same as real, confident communication. The difference is big, but the ads don't tell you that. When you believe these promises, you expect too much. You think learning will be quick and easy, like heating food in a microwave. And when it is not quick, you feel bad. You think, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe my memory is bad. Maybe English is not for me. But you are not the problem. The problem is the promise. Learning a language is not one big jump. It is many small steps. Like walking to a far city, you can only get there by putting one foot in front of the other, again and again. But the ads don't show you the walking part. They only show you the before and after pictures. They hide the middle, the days when it feels slow, the days when you are tired, the days when you make mistakes. That middle part is where real learning happens. I know this because I tried the fast way. A few years ago, I saw an ad for a course that said, "Fluent in 30 days." I was excited. I paid for it. I started the lessons the same day. The teacher was smiling, the videos looked professional, and the exercises seemed fun. Every day I studied for 1 or 2 hours. I repeated the sentences. I wrote down the new words. I listened to the recordings. At first, I felt amazing. In the first week, I learned many words I didn't know. I felt like I was flying. But something strange happened in the second week. I started forgetting words. I heard the teacher speak and I didn't understand everything. In the third week, I got tired. The lessons felt heavy. But I told myself, don't give up. One more week and I'll be fluent. When the 30 days ended, I tried to speak to a real English speaker online. And guess what? I couldn't. I was slow. I made mistakes. I didn't understand fast speech. It was a painful shock. 6. One time, I joined a Fast English challenge. This one was 21 days. They promised I would be ready to speak with anyone in the world after 3 weeks. I decided to give it everything. I studied 3 hours a day. I repeated sentences until my mouth hurt. I memorized long lists of words. I even stopped meeting friends so I could focus only on English. The last day of the challenge came. I felt nervous but excited. I joined an online meeting with an English speaker. I wanted to show my progress. But when he said, "Hi, how are you?" my mind went completely blank. I froze. My tongue felt heavy. My brain was empty. I forgot the sentences I had practiced. I just sat there, feeling hot and embarrassed. 3 weeks of hard work, and I could not answer a simple question. That was the moment I started doubting everything. I remember one evening, after that failed conversation, I sat on my bed in the dark. My phone was in my hand. I opened the Notes app where I had written all the new words. There were hundreds of them. But they felt useless, like pieces of a puzzle I could not put together. I asked myself, why is it not working? I did everything they told me. I studied so much. I repeated so much. But I cannot speak. I felt angry at the course. I felt angry at myself. I thought maybe I was too old. Maybe I didn't have the language talent that other people have. For the first time, I thought about quitting. The truth was, I was learning the wrong way. I was learning to pass the course, not to live the language. I was filling my head with rules, lists, and artificial dialogues. But I was not using English in real life. It's like training to swim by reading a book. You can learn the theory, but when you get in the water, you still drown. That's what happened to me. I could answer the course exercises, but when a real person spoke, my brain panicked. I realized I had been learning fast, on paper, but slow, in reality. I almost gave up completely. I told myself, maybe English is not for me. I will just live my life without it. But deep inside, there was still a small voice. It reminded me of my dreams, traveling to new countries, making friends from different cultures, understanding songs and movies without subtitles. Those dreams felt far away, but they were still alive. So I made a decision. I would try again, but this time, in a different way. Here is what I discovered: fast learning is not about speed. It is about direction. Imagine 2 people walking. One is running in circles for hours. The other is walking slowly, but always in the right direction. Who arrives first? The one who knows where they are going. Learning a language is exactly the same. You don't need 10 hours a day. You need the right 30 minutes every day. You need to focus on the things that really make you better: listening, speaking, reading, not just memorizing lists. You need habits you can keep for months, not just for 1 week. This feels slow in the beginning, but after a few months, you will be far ahead of the people who study hard for 1 month and then stop. You see, most people think fast means do a lot in a short time. They study for hours in 1 week, then they are tired and stop. But that is not real speed. Real speed is when your brain gets a little stronger every day without stopping. It is like exercise. If you run for 10 hours in 1 day, you will be too tired to run again for a week. But if you run for 30 minutes every day, you will get faster and stronger, and you will not stop. English is like that. I learned that I didn't need to study 10 hours a day. I needed the right 30 minutes, the right habits, and the right kind of practice. And the most important thing, I needed to make English a normal part of my life, not just something in a book. If I listen to English while I walk, if I read English before bed, if I speak English with friends online, then learning is not study time, it is just life. That is how you move forward faster than the person who studies a lot for 1 month and then disappears. So what is the real fast? The real fast is when you enjoy learning so much that you want to do it every day. Imagine you have two learners. One hates English but studies for 3 hours only because they feel they must. The other loves listening to English music, watching videos, reading short stories. They spend just 20 to 30 minutes a day, but they are smiling, curious, happy. Which one will learn faster after 6 months? The happy one. Why? Because they will not quit. Enjoyment is the engine that makes your learning move. At first, it feels slow, you listen and understand a little, you read and know some words, you speak and make mistakes. But month by month, the small daily steps make a big road. That road takes you far, much faster than you think. This is the secret the ads don't tell you. Not because it's hard, but because it doesn't sound exciting enough to sell. But it works. For me, the turning point came when I found something called graded readers. These are books written in easy English for learners. They have simple vocabulary and short sentences, but they still tell a real story. I chose one about a mystery, a detective looking for clues. The first week was hard. I stopped often to check new words. I felt slow. But I kept going. I read a few pages every night before sleeping. After 1 month, I finished the book. I felt proud. I chose another one, this time a love story. I needed the dictionary less. After 3 months, I could read whole chapters without stopping. My brain was learning naturally. Words I had read many times stayed in my memory. And the best part? I wanted to read more. I was not forcing myself, I was enjoying it. Then I added listening. I started with easy English podcasts. I found stories with slow, clear speech. I listened while I was walking to work. I listened while washing dishes. I listened on the bus. At first, I understood maybe half of what they said. Sometimes I repeated a part many times to understand. But I didn't give up. Every day, my ears got better. My brain started to recognize the sound of common words. It was like learning to hear music. At first, it's just noise, but later you can hear the melody. After a few months, I moved to faster podcasts, then YouTube videos. I was surprised, I could understand much more than before. 15. The biggest change happened when I started speaking without waiting for perfection. Before, I thought I should only speak when I could make a perfect sentence. But that day never came. So I changed my mind. I told myself, I will speak now, even if I make mistakes. I joined a free speaking group online. The first time, I was nervous. My hands were sweating. I made many mistakes. But the people were kind. They didn't laugh. They understood me. That day, I realized something powerful: you don't have to be perfect to communicate. You just have to try. From that moment, my learning changed completely. I was no longer chasing the idea of fluent in 30 days. I was building my English brick by brick. And here is the funny thing, when I stopped chasing speed, I became faster. I spoke more often, so my speaking improved. I listened every day, so my listening improved. I read for fun, so my vocabulary improved. Without thinking about it, I was doing the things that really made me better. And because I enjoyed them, I didn't stop. Now I want to give you my simple method, the same one that helped me and my students. Step 1, listen every day. Choose something you like, a short story, a podcast, a YouTube video. Don't choose something too difficult, or you will feel tired and give up. Listen more than once. This is important. The first time you hear it, your brain is just trying to understand. The second, third, and fourth time, your brain starts to remember. Repetition is your friend. Step 2, repeat out loud. This is not just listening in your head, you must use your mouth. Copy the voice you hear. Try to say the same sentences with the same sound. If you cannot say a word, your brain will not remember it well. Speaking makes your memory stronger. Even if you are alone, speak to yourself. Pretend you are in a conversation. Your tongue, your lips, your brain, they all need to work together. That's how you train your speaking muscle. Step 3, speak without perfection. This is the hardest for many people. We are afraid of making mistakes. We think people will laugh. But mistakes are not bad, they are teachers. Every time you speak, even with mistakes, you get better. Every sentence you say is practice for the next one. So don't wait for perfect, start now. Say what you can. Use the words you know. Over time, your sentences will grow longer and more correct, but that only happens if you speak. If you do these 3 steps every day, listen, repeat, speak, you will see real progress. Maybe not in 1 week, maybe not in 1 month. But in 3 months, in 6 months, you will feel different. You will understand more. You will speak more easily. People will notice. And the best part? You will feel confident. Confidence is the key to keeping your learning alive. The more confident you feel, the more you speak. The more you speak, the better you become. This is the real, fast, steady progress that feels small day by day, but becomes huge when you look back. I have seen this method work not only for me, but also for my students. One of them, Maria, was a very shy woman from Spain. She loved English songs, but she never tried to speak. She told me, "I am afraid people will think I am stupid if I make a mistake." So, we started very small. I gave her short audio stories, just 3 minutes long. I told her to listen to the same story every day for 1 week. At first, she said it was boring to repeat the same thing. But after a few days, she noticed something: she could say whole sentences without thinking. She began to copy the voice in the story, and she sounded more natural. Then, I asked her to speak to me for 5 minutes about the story. The first time, she was nervous. But after a few weeks, she was talking with me for 15 minutes. 6 months later, she was chatting with tourists in her city. She told me, "I never thought I could speak like this. Now I want to speak more every day." Another student, Ahmed from Egypt, had studied grammar for 5 years. He could explain the difference between the past perfect and the present perfect. But when he met a foreigner, he could not say even a simple sentence without stopping. I told him something surprising: "Put your grammar books away for 1 month." He was shocked. "But I will forget everything," he said. I explained that grammar is useful, but it is not the heart of language. The heart is communication. So, for 1 month, we did only listening, repeating, and speaking. No grammar exercises. At first, it was hard for him. He felt strange without rules. But then something happened: he began to speak faster. His sentences were not perfect, but they were clear. After 2 months, he told me, "I am speaking more English now than in the last 5 years. That is the power of using the language instead of only studying it." And me? Today, I can have long conversations with people from all over the world. I can watch movies in English without subtitles. I can read books for fun, not for study. I can write emails and messages quickly. This is not because I found a magic trick. It is because I built my English like a house, brick by brick, every day. There were days I was tired. There were days I felt lazy. But I still did something small: 5 minutes of listening, 10 minutes of reading, a short chat with a friend. And over time, those small things became big results. I learned that the secret is not, study harder, it is, study every day. But many learners make mistakes that slow them down. The first big mistake is studying grammar all day and never listening or speaking. Grammar is useful, yes, but it is not the main food of language, it is more like a spice. If you only eat spice, you cannot live. You need the main food, listening, reading, speaking. These are what feed your brain. Without them, grammar rules are just empty shapes in your head. I know people who can explain grammar perfectly but cannot understand when someone says, "How's your day?" This is because they never train their ears or mouths, only their eyes and brain. The second mistake is fear. Fear of speaking. Fear of mistakes. Fear of looking stupid. This fear is dangerous because it stops you before you even try. I understand this fear, I had it too. When I first spoke to native speakers, I felt my heart beat fast, my hands shake, my face get hot. But here's the truth, most people are kind. They are happy when you try to speak their language. They don't care about your small mistakes, they care that you are trying. And every time you speak, the fear becomes smaller. The third mistake is stopping too soon. Many people start with energy, then stop after 2 weeks because they don't see big changes. But learning a language is like growing a tree. You plant the seed. You water it every day. For weeks, you see nothing. You think nothing is happening. But under the ground, the roots are growing strong. Then one day, a small green leaf appears. And then more leaves. English learning is the same. You might not see big progress in the first month, but if you keep going, the results will appear. So, here is the truth, my friend, you can learn English faster than you think. But you cannot do it in 1 week. You cannot do it with zero effort. You cannot do it by only dreaming. There is no magic pill. There is only daily action. And daily action is enough, if you do it. If you make English a small part of your life every day, you will win. You will improve. Every day counts. Even 10 minutes a day is better than nothing. If you can do 20 minutes, do 20. If you can do 1 hour, great. But never think, I have only 10 minutes, it's not enough. It is enough. Listen to a short story. Repeat 1 or 2 sentences. Speak for 2 minutes to yourself or to a friend. This is how you build your English muscle. Day by day, it becomes stronger. When you feel tired, remember why you started. Remember the places you want to visit. Imagine walking in London or New York, ordering food in a cafe without fear. Remember the friends you want to make from other countries. Imagine laughing together in English. Remember the job you want to get, the opportunities you want to open. Let your dream push you forward when your energy is low. Your dream is your fuel. The truth is, your English can grow faster than you imagine. But only if you start now. Not tomorrow. Not when I have more time. Start today. Listen today. Speak today. Take one small step today. And tomorrow, take another. This is how you win. This is how you learn English fast, the real way.